Alright, so this is going to be my first official playthrough. Welcome, you guys. I've done some sort of playthroughs. I've tried to do like Slender before and it came out really terrible for some reason. And then I've done some group playthroughs for Starbound with a couple of people and they're alright. I think at this point I'm just up and awake and I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity to try to play something of my own, something that's a little more fun for me and a little silly. I've never played this before, so it's going to be a new experience. You can tell me how I do. I kind of have a little bit of an allergy cold, so I'm going to have a little bit of sick brain going on. I'm going to be trying to keep up with everything. I tried recording this before, but the text was just going by too quickly for me to keep up with, so hopefully I've pulled it together a little bit, altered the speed of the text, and we'll see how it goes. I've set it to half, so hopefully it won't be too slow. If any of you know what your sweet spot is for recording, let me know in the comments below. If there's anything about the game that I should know that I might have missed. Also, feel free to let me know. All of those of you who've never seen or heard of this game before, you can play for free. Just log into Steam and download to play for free. I'm recording all this on two different things at the same time, so we'll see how this goes when the editing comes together. In the meantime, let's get started, shall we? Start. Venti, Venti, Venti! The chants of my fans echoed through the door in front of me. One of my two bodyguards wrapped his hand around the doorknob. Please prepare yourself, Miss Venti. Once I open this door, we'll head straight for our limo. The guard has no reason to fret. I long have since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. After taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. It still seems a little fast. A crowd of hundreds raised their cameras. As soon as I stepped out, my guards waved their arms to shoo them away. This red carpet was for me to walk on after all. I blew a kiss for these starstruck peasants. Miss Venti, please, let us hurry, my bodyguard said. Too bad for him. I strutted along like an old model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my guards in hopes of scoring that exclusive. Venti, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award? A reporter asked me. Before I could answer, another dozen of people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention. Venti, may I get a photo of you? Can you sign some autographs for my kids? And two for me, of course. Oh, I can't believe it! I'm standing this close to Venti! My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet, and finally my bodyguards pulled out their pepper sprays to keep these fans in check. A young male reached in my direction despite having a spray aimed at his face, rather admirable for a peasant. I extended a hand for this male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfectly polished nails. I reached my limousine at last. My bodyguard opened the door for me, and as I climbed in, my trailing fans snapped as many photos as they could. Miss Venti, Miss Venti! The crowd chanting as my car window pulled up. How odd, they never referred to me as Miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity. These poor things. Miss Venti! Miss Venti! Silence. Uh-oh, looks like it was just a dream. Oh, well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got a ride in the limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Sounds sad. Actually, the single room with cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up those curtains for a spectacular $1 view, featuring a sewage pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. Just open the window if you wish to smell the sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. By the way, sorry, I needed to take back the one room thing. This place actually has two. Thank you very much. The second room happened to be a toilet. That's still counted, right? the toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it. Miss Vinty, a woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over at my clock. 6 a.m. Waiting for another hour or two would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I would be better off staying in bed. Should we rise and shine or stay in bed? So this is like the first opportunity that I've had to actually have any interaction in the game. I'm kind of excited. Look at this cute little dolly figurine. And it looks like it says Princess Aria down here. There's the cracked wall and the sewage pipe. I guess we should just rise and shine and face the sad, sad truth. I'm going to take auto off if I can. Coming. As I changed into something more appropriate, the landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that's what she dug. If this were a game, we might get a sale boost, too. Ooh, my. Oh, this is much better. Good morning, Miss Vinty, the landlady said. I must ask, what's with the hair? It looks like you just woke up. Hey, lady, don't judge me. I'll make this look good. I don't think her hair looks that bad. Man, if my hair looked like it was already done in the morning, that would be fab. That's because I did. It's a waste for ladies like you to sleep away your youth. The landlady shook her head. She sounds like she's kind of a biatch. She had no right to preach at me like this. I wanted to tell her, but decided against it, as doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her size, if I enraged her, she would squash me into Vinty-flavored pancake. Miss Vinty, your rent was due 3 days ago. Oh, well, at least there was no rent increase. Sorry, madam. My next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. The landlady grunted. All right, just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live. Man, I wonder what she has to pay to live there. She spun around to leave. When she disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. I tried shoving the piece back into place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flaking off. Come on, lady. Standard of living much? Great. The landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I became an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Is she, is this like her art, or is that like a poster? I mean, if she was already doing that good, she should be, like, raking in some cash. Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before, but that was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow in their footsteps, but first, I needed to put in the work. This sounds an awful lot like how I am mentally these days. I'm just saying. Oh, look at the sketch. It's cute. And so I returned to the busiest street in my area with my calligraphy spread before me. I sat on the concrete and rested my back on the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with people shouting things about each other's mothers. Excuse me? Yelling about my mama on the street. There's gonna be a fight. Alright. So she's got her calligraphy on the ground. I kind of wish that this was a little more transparent or something. I wonder if I can stretch this. Yeah, just a little. Nope, not enough. But I kind of wanted to see what was going on down here. But alright, so it almost looks like it's so busy behind her that things are on fire. I can't tell if she's just like half chibi or what, though. So we'll see. These cars just kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up almost every inch of space on the street ahead. Surely this would be the day when somebody spotted my talent. Seems like she's waiting an awful long time, or this girl's just super impatient. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance, and my wealth soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed me. You'd think she'd be a little more creative, like hang them up or just like wear like a sign, like paint on her thing. She's like a walking canvas. Come on. What was that old saying? 10% of the people you reach out to will buy your work. I could live with that. Even just 1%. Please. Anything but 0. I wanted to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. Oh, here we go. So we have the choice to either persevere or rant. I don't know. I probably have a good rant. Nothing feels better to me than a really good venting session. I believe in like persevering and grinding out your work, but come on. We've all got to get a good rant out of our system. We're all guilty of loving watching other people rant and just having our own out there on our own. Just freaking exploding. I call it word vomit. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people do too. So let's go with that. Enough was enough. I sprang off the ground and kicked the fence behind me. The crowd stared as I ranted on and on about their ignorance. It felt so good to let loose. These people knew how to spot real art. My career would have already kicked off. 2 days later, my eruption made its way to the internet. Guys, make sure to never buy anything from her. She's nuts. Who does she think she is? Spread the news, everyone. We need to make sure people like that never get anywhere. That's pretty embarrassing. So, I guess she kind of became a viral sensation. Ranting does work for notoriety. However, it doesn't always work in your favor. Remember that. My career was doomed. I knew if I knew one mistake would destroy everything, I would have kept my trap shut. How I wished I could relive that day. Bad end. Uh-oh. It's that end. Oh! I busted. I messed it up. Alright. So, we tried that way. So, why don't we stop here and then come back? And I'll pick us back up to where we were at. And we're back to where we left off before I totally busted. So let's try this again. Do we persevere or do we rant? Ranting didn't seem to go off very well last time. Let's try persevering. I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wondered if my patience would ever become worthwhile. Well, clearly in this case, it's got to take us somewhere, right? Just as I thought this, a man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water. As the man eyed my works one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up from anticipation. At last, someone who spared more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with the man, but he spoke first. You're charging for these? I managed a tiny nod. The man started. I would never hang these on my wall, even if you gave them to me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen. My man voice is not that great. Sorry, guys. Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would know just how big of a blunder he had made. Should we attack him or restrain? We already discovered that ranting was probably not a good idea, so I have the feeling that maybe attacking him might not be so good too. So why don't we try restraining this time? Folks always said to ignore trolls. I clenched my teeth and stayed put. After chuckling in my face, the man strutted off. Determined to prove him wrong, I continued to sit and wait for potential customers. Another 1,000 people walked by without sparing me a look. Lingering here any longer, would be a waste of time. As I packed my things, I insisted I was leaving because my part-time job started in an hour. Deep inside, I knew that man's words had rocked my confidence. Giving up on calligraphy would mean that I had wasted all this time over nothing. Yet, if I lacked the gift, persevering might make things worse, and tears welled in my eyes, and I clenched my fists to keep them back. Speaking of tears, I heard a kid crying within the crowd. It looked like we had a lost child on our hands. Some pedestrians shot him some glances, but none of them offered more than that. These really were horrible people. To cheer myself up, I told myself I would never want my calligraphy to be owned by people like that. I should help the kid, but that would mean being late for my job. Pretty sure that I would help the kid. I mean, ignoring them would mean I just stooped down to the level of everyone who ignored me. So, yeah. If I judged others for abandoning a child, then did the same myself, I would be a jerk and a hypocrite. With a sigh, I walked up to the boy. Yes, I was right. Kind of doing my victory dance in my chair. You can't see. There, it's okay. Did you lose Mummy? The boy was sobbing too hard to answer. I leaned in to stroke his back with one hand and his head with the other. Let me know if you lost Mummy, okay? I'll help you find her, so there's no need to be scared. The kid managed to nod at last, and I whispered good boy into his ear. What's your Mummy's name? Hungry. Her name is Hungry? The boy's tummy growled, and I realized what he meant. Oh, well, how about I buy you a sandwich? The kid shook his head. I want ice cream. Hey, kid, ice cream is more of a dessert, actually. I want ice cream. And so ice cream it was. One for him and none for me. The money came out of my pocket, of course. My poor wallet. At least this kid could have eaten the whole thing rather than let half of it melt on his shirt. Jessie, the boy said. That's Mummy's name. Jessie! Jessie! I called as I strolled along the street. Now people stared at me more than ever. Enough to make me blush, in fact. Maybe I should try shouting Jessie at random next time I sold my calligraphies. The sky turned orange as time ticked by. Yes, I knew my shift started half an hour ago. Stop reminding me. A woman squeezed through the crowd and scurried toward us. She ran past a red light, nearly getting hit by a truck in the process. Eek. Mommy! The boy shook free of my hold and rushed into his mother's embrace. After muttering apologies to her son, the woman gazed toward me. Oh, thank you so much for your help. You're wonderful. Just wonderful. The torrent of praises curled my lips into a stupid grin. Anyone would have done the same thing. Please, if there's anything I can do in return, just let me know, the mother said. Actually, there is something I need help with. The mother nodded. Anything in my power, miss. Which way back to the train station? I guess that concludes that part of the game. Oh, here we go. This must be where she works. Yep. The sky had gone dark by the time I arrived at work. I opened the restaurant door gingerly to avoid making any noise. Stealth mode switched on. They called me Ninja Venti for a reason. Miss Venti! The voice of my boss nearly made me jump onto the ceiling fan. Sorry I'm late. I wanted to explain, but my boss just glared at me, and my tongue slurred out of a bunch of syllables. My explanation was in there somewhere, probably. Maybe. I received an earful from my boss, but at least I got to keep my job. Several colleagues shot me frowns for not being here during lunch. During such a being here during such a busy period. In the end, I took all the blame without complaint. Well, at one point, I locked myself inside a toilet and screamed into the bowl. I also might or might not have fantasized about dunking my workmates' heads into the toilet, but that was for me alone to know, though. At least I earned the paycheck needed to keep my landlady quiet for another month. As for the month after that, we would see when the time came. All I wanted was to pursue my art, but reality kept pressuring me toward finding a second job. On my way home, I spotted a banner for an upcoming visual novel named Princess Aria. The game had long been hyped on every forum I knew. Amazing art along with a cast of famous voice actors. The writer and composer were big names too. Didn't we have like the poster and like the magazine in her apartment when we started? For Princess Aria to have an ad this big, there must be a lot of money put behind the project. The way this banner hung high gave me the sense it was extra important. Bright lights shone on the princess's face to impress potential players. Yes, that was what I really needed. If I had a banner like that, no doubt people would line up to buy my calligraphy. I could already imagine how folks would react as I walked along the streets. See, this game just kind of reminds me of my little ego of like drawing and art and the unreasonable fantasies of like suddenly making it big. Like, I don't think anything would happen that easily without a lot of effort. There are way better fishes in the sea than I. Hey, I think that was Vinty. Wow, no way. You mean that famous calligrapher I see on all the banners? Yeah, she must be really good. Maybe we should ask her for her autograph. My agent would then step in to speak on my behalf. Please line up in an orderly fashion, everyone. How much for an autograph? Shut up and take my money. My agent nodded in response. Autographs are available for $100. Thanks. That would be $100, thanks, the game shop's owner said. Princess Aria cost twice what I had predicted. If I bought the game, I would have too little left for rent. I opened my wallet, hoping I might have more cash on hand than I realized. Turned out I had less, actually. I hung my head, and the storekeeper sighed. His arched brows pressured me into buying a game. I did ride 3 trains to get here. I might as well pick something up. I told the shopkeeper how much money I had, and he shook his head. The store owner pulled a different game from under his table. He brushed away the dust on it so I could see the cover. The title read, Sunflower War, some visual novel about the battlefield. Copyright 1997, the bottom read. No wonder it was so cheap. Art by Invert Mouse, whoever the heck that was. The front cover would fit perfectly in a kindergarten classroom. I flipped the case to see what was highlighted on the back. This game was supported up to 640 by 480 resolution. Truly the pinnacle of technology. The shopkeeper grimaced. He must have sensed I wanted to say no. His stare made my palms stain with sweat. What color are your palms when they sweat? And I ended up buying the game. Dealing with folks like that have always been a weakness of mine. Remind me to never visit the store again. No, really, like, how do your palms get stained with sweat? Please explain me a thing. With heavy strides, I returned to my apartment. 0 calligraphy sales, late for work, and with rent, topped off by blowing cash on some game I had no interest in. What I really wanted to play was Princess Aria. Forcing myself to suffer anything else would just upset me further. Oh, should we play or should we sleep? Oh, maybe we should play. I did spend my money on Sunflower War. Might as well give it a go. The day left me pretty drained, so this relic of a game would do a good job putting me to sleep. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and save here real quick. And then continue and see where this goes, because I'm afraid that this is going to, go out on us. I switched on my laptop and inserted the disk, which I partly hoped would fail to load from old age. Too bad it worked just fine. No doubt a lot of people were loving Princess Aria right now. Meanwhile, here I was, enjoying this 640 by 480 godsend. No voice acting either. These illustrations look like they were done by a child. I would be better off closing my eyes and imagining my own artworks. This game is starting to sound really familiar to my life, and I don't know how to feel right now. The grass reached up to our knees. As I read along, I painted an image of the scene in my head. The plants rustled as we waded through. We paused once every few steps, fearing there might be snakes hiding among the bushes. Somehow, we managed to survive the evening. The sun surged from beyond the horizon, outlining the earth with an orange glow. Slowly, the blue sky emerged and vanquished the darkness that had haunted us. As light bathed the soil, I found myself in a field of sunflowers. I had imagined this place to look far more terrifying, but anxiety had merely been playing tricks on me. I drew a deep breath to savor the morning fragrance. In the distance, birds chirped as if applauding our survival. I could see it. Not only that, but touch, hear, and smell too. An experience crafted by my imagination, the image rivaled the strokes of any artist, and it belonged to me alone. This fulfillment inspired me to take things further. I love the pot on the head. The blasts of gunfire deafened us as we dove behind the wall. A bullet whizzed past the tip of my helmet. Sam had passed his helmet onto me with her dying breath. I would carry on her legacy. I know that feeling. Blankies on the head are always cozy. The desert heat pinched sweat out from my every pore. I desperately wanted to empty this water bottle down my throat, but with no help in sight. I must conserve every drop. Joe's eyes closed, this time never to reopen. Despite our promise to survive together, I only managed to live. How I wished I could take her place. I finished reading Sunflower War right as the clock struck 3 a.m. How so many people had missed this classic left me dumbfounded. Actually, that would be a lie, as I too had every intention of tossing this game aside. I kept demanding excitement without offering an ounce of passion in return. If I played my part, I might be able to discover so much more. As Sunflower Wars credits rolled, I realized just how small the development group was. The team was probably knew they stood no chance against the bigger studios, yet they still did their best with dated technologies to deliver a vision they believed in. The happiness they felt when working on the project poured out of every line in this game. I could gaze right into their heart, the thing I had long neglected. What is going on? She's so happy. What did she do? Oh, it's her. Oh, she's a little girl. Mommy, Daddy. Binti, what is it, darling? Look, it's my calligraphy. Honey, it's calligraphy. But that's great. I think you have a lot of talent. This is so much fun. I'm going to be a calligrapher. Oh, look how passionate and happy she is. I had forgotten the last time I found joy in calligraphy. Every stroke these days felt like a grocery chore. All I obsessed over was how much or how little people paid attention to my efforts. What a strange mirror. My works no longer possessed heart, and I failed to notice it. Time to do something about it. I could hardly wait to start. After all, I chose this path because I loved it. Oh, she's so cute. So cute. The next day, I ventured outside with a new set of calligraphies. Though I made no sales thus far, I still found myself beaming. That might explain why some people smiled back. Perhaps it was the weather, but I swore everyone felt warmer today. I'm gonna quick save this again. So a little bit of self-confidence might go a long way, huh? Mommy, there she is, the ice cream lady. A boy dragged his mother in my direction. It was that kid I helped out yesterday. The mother and I exchanged nods. Honey, the lady has a name. It's rude to call her the ice cream lady. What's her name, then? Oh my, it's, well, sorry. What is it? It's Vinty. The mother slapped her boy on the back. See? Her name is Miss Vinty. Mummy, can we buy one of these doodles from the ice cream lady? Doodle must be another word for top-of-the-line calligraphy. No other explanation could restrain me from shaking the brain out of this boy. My name was nowhere inside that little brain anyway. The mother checked her wallet, and her face scrunched up the way mine often did. All good, madam. I knew how it felt to be living on the edge. The edge of being homeless. Please, 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 the boy nagged on. This only showed why I would never have kids. The mother relented at last and bought one of my works. Guess the boy wanted to repay my kindness. I gave his hair a ruffle of 6. After flashing his missing tooth with a grin, he pulled his mother back into the crowd. Well, at least I scored better marks than yesterday. Another man strolled toward me. Wow, I was on a roll. With my heart on my side, my fame and fortune had arrived. Clean my shoes, peasants. Hey, it's you again, the man said. Oh, it's the troll from yesterday. I calmed my thoughts to avoid causing a scene. Maybe the guy came to apologize. I mean, even a creep like him must know how rude he had been. Yes, my aura had cleansed him of all evil thoughts. Go on, empty your wallet at my greatness. Wow, these scribbles are even worse than the ones you bought last time. Here we go. Somehow, I had turned into an internet celebrity! Crazy Calligrapher Dubstep Remix with Original. Hey, by Invert Mouse. Sounds familiar. Top comment. Damn, snap! Wow, she went full crazy. LOL. Triangle mouth at 7 seconds. Illuminati! She be like, why you no buy? Haha. More like, this might be a good time to look for that second job. Thank you for playing. Really? That's it? That was it? That was the game? That's it. Alright, well, we just played Without Within. And I guess the moral of the story is, no matter what you do, you're gonna end up going crazy and going viral on the internet one day. I have so much to look forward to. Anyway, it's been real fun and interesting. I'm gonna try to edit this and put it up. I hope you guys kind of enjoy this. I'm sorry that my reading wasn't better. I'm pretty out of practice for just narrating in general. I need to get back in the groove of reading out loud. So yeah. I hope you guys had a good time, and maybe we'll see you again next time. Why don't you hit that like button, and if you like it, I'll try to do another game in the future. If not, oh well, maybe I'll do it anyway. But if you got any suggestions for games that I should check out, why don't you drop those in the comments too. Anything like small and like interesting like this, or like, I don't know, side scrollers. There's this one that I got a while back, To the Moon, I'm thinking about playing. We'll see. I'm sure someone's already done a playthrough of it, but I might take it into consideration. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been real fun. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!